Welcome back, my luxurious fleet. What if I told you Lexus, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, they don't have the best-selling full-size luxury sedan in America? What if I told you it was Tesla? I'll see you on the other side, and let's get into it. So I stumbled across a couple articles on a website called Clean Technica, and they are all about saying Tesla is the number one model dominating the large luxury car sales in the USA. Now, let's get into this. I want to keep it brief because there's a lot of information I want to go over with you guys. As usual, note that Tesla sales are estimates. They don't really go over sales, but they go over production. So they obviously sell everything that they produce. As most of you guys know, Tesla is behind on their orders. Previous quarters, the Tesla Model S dominates the large luxury car category. This is the category good car, bad car puts the Model S in. I don't know anything about good car, bad car, but we're going to keep going. When we create Model 3 sales, we do compare that Tesla to small mid-sized luxury cars, and together the two models are thus compared to all luxury vehicles. Fair enough. So in Q1, the Tesla Model S took 34% of the large luxury market. In Q2, the Mercedes S-Class took 18% of the market, barely more than half of the Model S's market share. So we look at Q2 here. Tesla Model S estimated over 7,000 sales. My beloved LS is down here under 3,000, S-Class under 4,000. So let's go into the second article by the same place. They're saying, by far, Tesla is the number one large luxury vehicle being sold. I'm not going to get into this article too much, but I just want to get into the numbers again. So in Q3, well, look, my favorite thing is that the LS bumped up in sales. So if we take out Model S from Tesla, Lexus is on top of the large luxury sedan market for Q3. And if you look down here, Q3, they're about at 8,000 units, which is almost half of the market share. Now, I kept researching this, and I came across this article, which happens to be by Doug DeMuro. I read this article about 3 times, and I realized it was by Doug. Most of you guys who follow YouTube, you guys know who Doug DeMuro is. And on this website, as you can see here, gosh, what's his name, from Hoovie's Garage. He's awesome. I really enjoy his stuff. But anyways, Doug DeMuro says, and this is an old article in October of 2016. So let's get into it. The Tesla Model S is absolutely not the best-selling luxury sedan in America. That title is misleading. Let's get into why. So you're welcome to read all this stuff. You know, he likes to talk about certain things about Tesla, but I'm just going to get past that. So he reiterates about a third of the way into the article, whether or not you love Tesla, the Model S is not the best-selling luxury sedan in America. Well, it's definitely not the best-selling luxury sedan in America. That's not what this article over here is saying. It's saying it's the best U.S. large luxury vehicle or sedan. So now, here's the basis for the claim as best-selling luxury sedan in America. During the third quarter, Tesla sold 9,000 units of Model S, which indeed more sales than Mercedes S-Class, BMW, Audi A8, and Lexus LS. Those numbers are undisputable. There's one problem, he claims. The Tesla Model S size isn't full luxury sedan. It's a mid-size luxury sedan, and it doesn't actually compete with the cars I listed above. So we're not going to get into all his reasons here. There's a couple of reasons he said goes over overall length, and I don't exactly agree with that in terms of identifying the vehicle as a large or full-size luxury sedan. And also his other argument is that the base price puts it more in line with the middle size or the mid-class luxury sedan. And I'm going to debunk that as well. So let's go, kind of just scroll to the bottom and see if we can kind of put Doug Now this article's 2 years old, so things have changed since then. The Model S hasn't changed a whole lot to my knowledge. I just want to give you more information and not just take Doug's word as gospel. So he says, in conclusion, the Tesla Model S is not the best-selling full-size luxury sedan in the United States because of the simple fact that it isn't a full-size luxury sedan. Now he bases that mainly on the length of the vehicle. It is not sized like one, it's not priced like one, compared to actual rivals in the midsize luxury segment, and you'll find that the Model S still sells at impressive numbers, just not quite enough to be number one. And for that reason, Tesla will always insist it's a full-size luxury sedan. Now, I'm not going to dispute that Lexus is claiming it's a full-size luxury sedan. They absolutely are, and other websites are as well. But let's get into, can we classify this as a full-size or mid-size luxury sedan? That's what this video is all about, and we're about 6 minutes in. So let's get into the first thing here. We're going to get into base price. And I'm going to compare Lexus vehicles here, as well as maybe a couple others so we can get an idea. So on the left here, we have the base price of the Model S. Now it's gone up. In Doug Nemuro's article, I want to say he claims the base price was closer to about 10 grand less than this. They've changed that dramatically, probably because the Model 3 is here, and that kind of changes the prices of things. So it starts at $78,000, and that is absolutely in line with some of the large full-size luxury sedan vehicles. Here's the new ES from Lexus, which is the best-selling mid-size luxury sedan for Lexus, and probably one of the best mid-size luxury sedans in terms of sales in the country. And it's right under 40 grand. So that's a big difference. If we look at the LS 500, which is currently the best-selling luxury sedan in America, at least for the third quarter, as we just saw, that starts about 75. So, starting price or base price for the Model S definitely lines up with Lexus's vehicle. Now, I pulled up a couple more here. You have the Genesis G90 MSRP. It's about 10 grand less than the MSRP of the Tesla Model S. And then the S-Class starts at about 91,000. So it's definitely within that range of 68,000 to 91,000 for the full-size luxury sedan. So it does, and it goes up, right? You can load out the Model S to probably about 130,000 when you get the P100D with all the options. So price is not an issue for classifying the Model S as a full-size luxury sedan. The next thing I want to go over is internal capacities and measurements. So another argument would be, maybe the Model S interior doesn't really have the same specifications as the interior of a full-size, and maybe it lines up with more of the mid-size luxury sedan market. So we're going to jump right into that. Okay, so over at cars.usnews.com, they have a great database of all the specifications of what seems to be all of the vehicles in America. So on the left I have the Model S, in the middle I have the brand new 2019 ES from Lexus, amazing vehicle, and the 2018, which is unchanged for 2019 Lexus LS. So let's just go over what we see here. They all are classified as sedans, which I'm gonna go over that later, how the Tesla doesn't really fall into a sedan. So let's get into dimensions. The Tesla has a wheelbase of 116 inches. The Lexus ES has 113. So it's a little bit larger. Now, I know there are some vehicles in the midsize segment that are around 117, but we're just going to look at the Lexus vehicle. And then the wheelbase of the LS is much, much bigger than either at 123 inches. So it's not quite as big as an LS or an S-Class in terms of wheelbase. But that's not the only thing I want to measure, right? So overall length. Now, that was Doug Nemuro. One of his biggest arguments is, hey, it's not as long as a full size, That's a big thing. Well, it's about as long, almost identically as long as an ES, and it's quite a bit shorter than the LS. And I've read some arguments that, You know, you can't really compare Tesla in length because it really doesn't have an engine out front. So you can have a shorter muzzle of the vehicle per se. So that's a fair argument. Maximum width, 77.3 inches, which is much wider than the ES and still quite a bit wider than the LS. So it's bigger in the width of the vehicle. Height, 56 inches. 56 inches and 58 inches. So height's not that big of a deal when it comes to full size. Weight is huge. The full size luxury sedans are really heavy, really heavy. So if we look at the weight of the ES and the weight of the LS here, we're almost at 5,000 pounds for the LS. We're at about 3,600 pounds for the ES. And we're about 4,700 pounds for the Model S for Tesla. So it's the same, I would put it in the category in terms of heft as a full-size luxury sedan. Which, in my opinion, that gives me more information to classify that as a full-size luxury sedan than just the length, right? The weight of the vehicle is also pretty important. All of them are 5-passenger vehicles, so passenger volume, 94 cubic feet. The ES has about 100 cubic feet, which is even more than the LS. So interior volume is not all a good representation of what size of vehicle the car falls under, because the ES has more interior cabin room than the LS. That is mind-blowing. I don't understand how that works. Front headroom, 39 inches on the Model S, 37 inches on the ES, and 37 inches on the LS. Front legroom, 42 to 42 to 41. So both the Tesla and the ES have more front legroom than the full-size LS 500. Front shoulder room, 57 to 55, so more shoulder room in the Model S, and the LS has a little bit more shoulder room. Front hip room, 55, 55, 55, they're all the same there. Second row headroom, 35 in the Tesla, 37 in the ES, and 37 in the LS. So not quite as much headroom there. Second row legroom, 35 inches for the Model S, which is a huge drop off from the 39 in the ES. The ES has more rear legroom than the LS. How does that happen? How does that happen when the LS is so freaking long? It's so much longer, the wheelbase is longer. How does this, I don't know, I don't get it. Second shoulder room, 55 inches to the 54 and the 56 inches in the LS. So the LS is a little bit wider in the back for the passengers. Hip room is 54, 54, and 55. So pretty much the same. Trunk volume. Now this is going to be a mind bender here for you guys. Trunk volume is much different. So ES has 16.7, LS has 17 cubic feet of trunk volume. Now this article over here, cars.us.net, didn't have the information there. So I had to find it, and I Googled it, as you can see here. This is where the argument for large luxury sedan starts falling apart, is because it has double the capacity than the ES and the LS, roughly, in storage. Okay. However, you see the 63.4 there. That means the rear seats can fold down. It's like a hatchback. Really, the Tesla Model S really isn't a sedan. It's almost a wagon because it's a hatchback and the rear seats fold down. I don't know of any full-size luxury sedan where the rear seats fold down. I don't think it's a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know the LS, I know the ES, which is a midsize, doesn't have folding rear seats. I guess that kind of sums up all the information that I compiled for you guys. The Model S competes definitely with price for the large luxury sedan segment. It competes obviously with performance. I'm not even going to go over that. It competes with interior cabin space for the most part. It doesn't quite compete in length, but what's length? I mean, it doesn't have a motor, so it's not going to be quite as long. Or I should say an internal combustion engine, so it's not going to be quite as long. And it has the heft of a full-size luxury sedan. It's got a ton of weight to it. It's a very heavy vehicle, but it has a crazy amount of cargo capacity in the back, and the seats fold down. What do you guys think? Do you think the Model S should be considered a full-size luxury sedan? I do. I think I've presented enough evidence to make a case for it, and you could almost make the case for the ES at this point because the cabin is almost the same size as a full-size luxury sedan, except it doesn't have the price, right? So I would say the Model S makes a better claim for a full-size luxury sedan than the ES, even though the ES seems to have a little bit more cabin space. But the weight and the price and the overall dimensions of the interior are so close to a full-size luxury sedan that it's really hard to argue against it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm sure you guys are going to have lots of insight that I didn't go over. You guys might have more knowledge than I was able to compile here in information, but I do think the Model S is a full-size luxury sedan. I would definitely call it that. And these sales numbers are concerning for the large sedan luxury automakers. Absolutely. Because I would call the Model S definitely a full-size luxury sedan, and the Model 3 as the mid-size to compact. These numbers are concerning. They have about half the market right now if you want to consider it a full-size luxury sedan, which I'm going to. It competes on price, weight, interior capacity for the most part, and the cargo capacity beats everyone else bar none. So I'll see you guys in the comments below and in the next video. Let me know if you want to see more stuff on Tesla. I really enjoy, I can't say I like the brand, I just am enthralled with what they're doing to the car market. So I'll see you guys in the comments below and in the next video. Peace.